Hello, and thanks for stopping by the Sister Cousins Lifestyle channel. My name is Sandy, and in today's video, I am in one of my spare bedrooms. This is a room I rarely show over here on the channel. But anyway, I'm in here today, and I'm doing a makeover for the season, just trying to get it freshened up and prepared for the arrival of guests. So if you'd like to see how I bring this room to life and how I prepare for guests, keep watching. Now, the last time I had guests in this room was probably 6 months ago. Not sure exactly when, but it's been a while. So it definitely needs some freshening up, some dusting, because I don't even come in this room very often. So I kind of get behind in my housework as it relates to this room, unfortunately. So the first thing I do is come in before I start dusting and everything is just kind of open the window and just air it out, because this is a room where there's never any air circulating. The fans are never on. Sometimes I don't even have the air on upstairs in the home. And so the air can get very, very stale. So I'm going to air it out really good. And then we'll go into the dusting process. So my window is open. It's a beautiful, beautiful day for some fresh air to come in. So I'm really excited about that. I love hearing the sounds of nature while I'm up here and everything. So yeah, once I let that stay up for maybe about an hour, then I go in and I start my dusting process. Now, I have done a fresh mattress pad on here, and I always spray with some type of a linen spray. And today I'm using the Caladrea spray. And now it is time for some dusting. Now, I like the Method cleaner to dust my furniture, especially my wood furniture. And these are some antique furniture pieces here. I've had them for quite a while, but it is pure wood and it looks so beautiful once it's all dusted and shined up with some nice furniture polish. So I really do enjoy doing this process. I don't know why I don't do it more often. But like I said, no one is ever in here, so it is what it is. But today is the day that we get it together. So I'm dusting everything. This is the armoire. Fun fact, in this armoire is where I keep a lot of my extra dishes. Yep, in the bedroom, because I don't have enough room in the cabinets, but that's between me and you. So I'm going in with a very non-traditional color for me here today, and that is red. And I got these sheets several years ago from Old Time Pottery. They have since gone out of business, but they used to just sell some oddball things. And they had these sheets one day I was in there. I don't remember what they cost, but they were very inexpensive. Red is definitely not a color I normally gravitate to, but when I see something on a good deal, sometimes it's nice for a change. And I bought them at the time with Christmas in mind, and I used them one year for Christmas, and I may have used them one other time since then, not real sure, but I'm going to use them today to put on this bed. And it's not that I don't like red, because I do. It's just a color I don't typically decorate with. But this is really looking pretty and making me happy. I like to see cheery colors sometimes. So I put this on and it's really looking nice. So we're just kind of straightening it up and everything. And as I'm going through this process, I'm thinking, okay, what else are you going to do in this room? I did not mention at the beginning, but this is definitely a no spin styling here. I'm not purchasing anything for this room. I'm just using things that I already have. And I'm especially trying to use things that I haven't used in a while. And as I went searching for things to use for this styling, I took that as an opportunity to do some purging, because I have this rule that if I have something and I have not used it in a while, then I need to go ahead and donate it, get rid of it, because I don't need it. And so I've tried to keep my house clutter free to the extent possible by purging on the regular. So this is a duvet that I have here, and I've just cleaned it and gotten it all freshened up. And so we're going in with this on the bed. And then this comforter here I hauled this maybe a month ago when I went to Pottery Barn for that to the outlet mall, and they had this comforter for $12.97. Now, you know, I couldn't leave it. So that was my inspiration for bringing out the red sheets. I knew I wanted to go in with this, and I was thinking I was going to use it for Christmas, but because I'm having guests very soon, I decided go ahead and bring it in for fall. Why not? So once my guests this time come and leave, I will wash it and put it right back out, and it'll be up here through Christmas. So I'm going to add touches of fall while I'm going through this process, and found some pumpkins. I got so many pumpkins, it's ridiculous, but I decided to put one of those up. I just put 2 red pillows there and my Mongolian fur pillow. I've got too many of those as well. I love Mongolian fur. To me, it just creates such a warm and cozy feeling. So the room is all fresh now, and I'm just kind of looking around for what else I want to go ahead and do. Now, I typically like to put a tray out on the bed for my guests when I'm expecting guests, and closer to time for them to arrive, I put some goodies in on the tray for them: water, snacks, things like that, maybe a candle. I also like to put the towels out that my guests will use so that they are on the bed when they arrive. If I'm only expecting one guest, I'll go ahead and put the towel on the towel rack in the bathroom. But because this time I'm expecting multiple guests, I did put the towels on the beds. And we're going to do two guest bedrooms, by the way. So right now I'm just doing the bathroom. I've washed the shower curtains and gotten them fresh. And my guests are going to be ladies, so I thought it would be nice to put some really nice bath shower gels and things like that, lotions, all those types of things out for my guests to enjoy while they're here. Some bath salts in case anyone wants to take a soak. I've got the bath tray here, and like I said, in case somebody wants to take a soak. I did not mention, but this is our annual sister cousins weekend. My channel started because of my sisters and my cousins, and we have a tradition of getting together every year. We typically take a trip each year, but this year we're doing a staycation. All right, so it's much later, and now I'm going to be going into the other guest bedroom and getting that together. So come on, let's go. Now, just like the other room, this room is very, very dusty. So I've come in here earlier today and I opened the window so that I can air this space out, turn the fan on and everything. And now we'll get everything dusted off, close the window up so that more dust won't come in, and we'll clean everything off and get ready for our guests. And I shop my home just as I did for the other room to determine what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any major changes in here. It's more about freshening things up and adding just a few touches of the season as I've done throughout the rest of my home. So this is our starting point here, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I don't know why, but the first place I want to start is by putting something in this vase. This vase just kind of sits here all the time, and I just decided that I had lots of stems left over from other spaces in my home, and I decided to add a few leaves and acorns right in here in this space. So I'm just going in here and trying to situate them so that they are not in somebody's space in the bed or whatever, so that they are out of the way, but to add that touch of the autumn season. I love those leaves. I don't know what it is. I just like the rustic fall this year. That's what I'm really feeling. So now we're going to go in with our Caladria spray as we did in the other room and just kind of freshen up the bedding. I always, wash my bedding, spray it down with the linen spray and everything. These pictures here, I just kind of keep them here on this dresser. These are all pictures from travels that I've done over the years. I love them. And I don't know why I don't have them hung. I just kind of let them sit there all the time. So we're going to take everything off of here and just kind of dust this dresser off. Again, this piece is solid wood. It's a very old piece. I've had it now for probably 15 years or more. I've had it for a good while, but this is a real heavy furniture. And I've talked about getting rid of the mirror on here because it's so dated, and to just try to update it a little bit by removing the mirror. I'm never going to paint it, so that's not an option, but I did want to kind of update it a little bit. So I talked about getting rid of the mirror off of there and just putting a wall mirror there that kind of updates the look. I also have a TV on the dresser because I don't have any place else to put it, so I gotta solve that. That's just something I haven't gotten around to. But anyway, we've cleaned everything off and we're kind of just putting things right back in place where I had it. When I travel, I take a ton of pictures, and sometimes I get the pictures printed off and just frame them. Sometimes I hang them on the wall. Sometimes I have them blown up and do different things with them. But these, I just took photographs, frame them in these little small frames, and I just like to have them sitting around as memories. This wall art here is handmade. I purchased that in Costa Rica. I don't know where this piece here came from, but these are just all memories that I have. And so, yeah, I've just kind of putting those there. You notice, or you may not, that there's one piece that didn't come back because I decided I wanted to move that piece. So it'll show up at another place in my house. This is a piece that I brought from, I had this on my banister, and I decided to bring that over just to add a little bit more green to the space. I always like to have green in the room. So now I'm going in and making up this bed. Everything is clean and fresh, all of my linen. And so, yeah, we're going ahead and get the bed made up. And I'm going in with this black velvet comforter. I've had this for a few years. I use this a lot in the primary bedroom, but this year I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and put it up here in this guest bedroom, at least for now. This is such a pretty piece. I think I got this off of Amazon. I'm not really sure where I got it from, but I really like it. It's very, very heavy duty. It's really more for the really, really cold weather, but we're going to go ahead and roll with it. I do have a lighter weight blanket up under there because I don't want my guests to burn up. They won't need this heavy one for sure. This wall art that I have is all thrifted. I got them at different times or whatever. And at one time I had this room in bright orange, and it was very, very colorful. So I'm definitely toning it down for this season. So now I'm just going in with some pillows that I already had. Those pillow shams go with the comforter, and these brown and black pillows, I think I had these in the living room maybe a while back or whatever, and I had that camel color. Now I'm bringing in a throw, and I'm bringing in the throw in this room as well as the other guest room, and I wanted to do that so that my guests would have a throw to use anywhere in the house during their visit. If they get cool or whatever and they need a throw, I wanted to have something available for them so that we know where it is. And then I'm moving here my Alexa Echo out of the way here so that I can make sure that I have a plug available for my guests, because when you have guests, 9 times out of 10, they're coming with electronics and they're going to need to charge them at night. So I wanted to make sure we had available plugs available for them to plug in. So I'm just kind of playing around with the pillows here and trying to get the look that I want. Yeah, nothing special here, just pillows that I already had. And then here's the tray that I'm bringing into this room. I had another pumpkin, so I added that pumpkin, and here's yet another one. And this is not a pillow or anything. It was just a little pillow pumpkin that is animal print, and I thought it would be cute there. Now, when I was moving my stems around, the leaf stems that I put in the vase, a couple of them fell off, and I just decided to put them right there under that pumpkin so I don't waste anything. So here are the towels for this space. Again, as we get closer to my guests arriving, I will add some other things to the tray. I only have one luggage rack. I do need to purchase another one, but I like to have a luggage rack available for guests so that they can put their bags there, so that they don't have to put them on the floor. Another thing that I want to do is to double check my remotes. This is the remote to the light fixture as well as the fan, and I want to make sure that the batteries are okay before guests arrive. I also double check the light bulbs on the table lamps, and I decided to switch out the shade on this one. Now, the other room, we went with more of the crimson color, the red color, and so I had a red shade on this one, and the lamps are identical. I just decided to do a switcheroo here just because I thought it would be more appropriate to have more of a neutral color shade here now that we've changed out the bedding, and we'll put that red shade in the other room where we've used that crimson color. One thing I'm going to do around here is always switch things around from one place to the other. One last thing that I'll do before my guests arrive, and that is to make sure that I have my Wi-Fi information printed out and available for my guests, so when they come, I'm not scrambling around looking for it, because I'm that one that'll be like, I don't know what it is. So I'll get that ready and have that available for them when they arrive. I always start very early with getting rooms prep in case I have to purchase something or I've forgotten something. Well, that is it for this video. I hope that you got some inspiration as we enter into the holiday season. We're getting close to it. We got a little time left, but that's the time that I know I typically have more company than any other time of the year. So it's good to kind of get your spaces ready. Like they say, if you stay ready, you won't have to get ready. And it does take time to get all of it done. So hopefully you found some inspiration, some tips or whatever for getting your space together. And it doesn't even have to be a guest room. It could be your own primary suite or whatever. Whatever it is, if you enjoyed today's video, give me a thumbs up. Also hit that subscribe button. If you're not currently subscribed, I would love to have you as a part of my YouTube family. And to all my returning family members, thank you so much for stopping by and watching today's video. And I hope to see you all over here on my next one. Bye-bye.